Good evening, wrestling friends. Lord Layton bringing you wrestling from Buffalo War Memorial Auditorium with courtesy of the Buffalo Wrestling Club with Pedro Martinez, your popular promoter, continuing in his efforts to provide you with nothing but the best. And in the ring at the moment, you have two of the top men in the country, Big Gene Kiniski from Alberta, Canada, and the mighty Ursus of Mexico City. Now this does pose a big problem tonight for both men because they're both extremely rugged. Kiniski, as usual, debating the rules with the referee, never does see eye to eye with the official, turns his back on him, while Ursus wondering what it's all about, trying to get an interpretation there. The mighty Ursus, 325 pounds, 6 feet 4.5 inches in height, clashing in the referee hole, showing his strength against Big Gene Kiniski, who needs no introduction to wrestling fans. They don't come any more rugged than Gene, but tonight he's dealing with a man even heavier than himself, and that's hard to believe. Well, Big Gene Kiniski found it a tough job to keep Ursus down. Ursus, truly named a mighty man. When I asked Ursus about his enormous size, he said, if you think I'm big, you should see the rest of the family. He has a young brother, 24 years of age, weighs 335, and 6 feet 7 in height. But there goes Kiniski, using the methods he's best known for, and also using the best form of defense, which is to run away, believing in that old saying that he who turns and runs away lives to fight another day, and that's how Gene wrestles. He's amazed by the power of the mighty Ursus, as Ursus is handing back there as much as he's receiving, but it's hard to say how long he can withstand the withering attack that is usually put on by Big Gene Kiniski. An attempt to put a full Nelson on Ursus. Fail in. As Ursus broke it, and at the moment has a bear hug on Gene Kiniski, and he's digging that head of his. This is an unusual method of applying a bear hug. He's using his head into the abdomen of Big Gene Kiniski and getting all the leverage in the world from those strong arms of his. There's Gene Kiniski trying to break this, wondering, how can I handle a man this strong? How can I break this hold? Both men finding it hard to hold the other down. Two powerful men, both finding it hard. And at this moment we find Kiniski with a crab hold on the mighty Ursus. He has both legs of Ursus connected there, but Ursus, with a display of strength, is forcing Kiniski over, and forces Kiniski over a little further until he has him down. Kiniski in trouble now, watching, but with another display of strength, we find Kiniski forcing the mighty Ursus back on his shoulders. Both men have their legs entwined here. Whoever is on top holds the commanding lead as far as leverage is concerned. There's Ursus threatening to pile that right hand of his into Gene Kiniski's face. But Kiniski's a powerful man too. He's hard to hold down, and but he hasn't had much effect on the mighty Ursus as yet. As he moves in, he's moving it, threatening Kiniski, and as you see, The Ursus is threatening with those fist arms. You can understand it because for 4 years he fought professionally. He was a boxer for 4 years and fought with much success. And with a great deal. A very, very effective throw in wrestling. The Beal, we see the mighty Ursus for Big Gene Kiniski, 275 pounds, right across the ring. This is truly a display of strength here. And of course, Gene Kiniski, not depending entirely on strength, finds that the holding of the trunks helps to keep a man there, or any other thing he can think of at the time. The mighty Ursus is known in Mexico better probably as Jess Ortega. Very proud father of 6 children. Makes his home nowadays, I believe, around Glendale, California. The referee is warning Kiniski here, warning him to keep the hand open, otherwise he will break the hold. On top of the referee. Here's the mighty Ursus has the referee pinned, 325 pounds, on top of a man who, at his most, would weigh 160. There goes the foot of Kiniski, digging into the mighty Ursus. Oh, and a vicious chop to the throat of the mighty Ursus has him in great trouble now. And Kiniski has Ursus in trouble. There's Ursus. Not looking too well. But he counters well. He throws that big right hand in again, and he's blocked Kiniski. He stopped Kiniski for a while. He slowed Kiniski up. Kiniski tried to get that right hand of his own in, but he was beaten to the punch. Ortega realizes that if he lets Kiniski get to work on that knee again, that he's going to stand little chance here. So his main strategy will be to keep Kiniski at bay.
Come on, you can.
Ursus with a body scissors on Gene Kiniski, but he doesn't seem to be getting the power out of the legs to clamp this hold on to its fullest extent. We find he can barely hold Kiniski in the scissors, due probably to that weak knee. And here's Kiniski using his strength to force him to break it. Ordinarily, it would have been very difficult for Kiniski to have broken a body scissors by this man. But he's keeping up a vicious attack, and a big blow again right to the jaw of the mighty Ursus. There goes the boot. We can hear those thuds from here. Oh, and a vicious knee into the midriff of the mighty Ursus. Here's Kiniski with a knee drop. A knee down to the throat. 2 of them, and he covers the mighty Ursus. The referee's down kicking. 1, 2, 3, and a win for Big Gene Kiniski over the mighty Ursus. He really hammered the big man into the canvas. He really hammered him into the canvas, fans. You can hear the thud of Gene Kiniski's boots from here as he drove them into the midriff of mighty Ursus. And Ursus is rubbing that knee, which Kiniski worked on earlier. Gave him a lot of bother. But Kiniski showing that type of brutality that he's well known around here for. Pressed home the advantage, and now we see Big Gene Kiniski gaining a win over the mighty Ursus. And very, very few men have been able to handle Ursus in that manner. very, very few. It shows you the power of Gene Kiniski, a most unpopular man. Crowd are letting him know how they feel about his win. They don't like the manner in which he does win his contest, but that all is not worrying Kiniski, who takes great delight in ignoring both crowd and officials.